Take on Grace this afternoon to start the second half of Crossroads League play. We're joined by their head coach, Aaron Luthi. Your team is 8-1 in Crossroads League play, off to the best start in over a decade, going back to those teams led by multiple Hall of Famers, like I mentioned 10 years ago. What has worked so well in not only the first half of league play, but the beginning part of the year as well?
Sure. Our defense has stepped up. From a defensive perspective, Stephanie Fifield is our libero. She just commands the court, and that's been just a game changer for us this year. And then obviously come back this season with all of our offensive weapons firing. We've added to that. We've had two freshmen step up and fit into the middle role with Jalen Dunsmore and Sarah Scott on the outside, and they're just doing a phenomenal job. And we just have a lot of weapons firing right now. The chemistry is good. These girls are gritty, and it's just played out really well for us.
You mentioned the grit. We've seen multiple times, and it happened last night at St. Francis where you guys get pushed early. It happened here. You got down 2-1 last week against Indiana Wesleyan. And oh, by the way, it happened the first time that you played Grace as well. In years past, it might have been a fold-up shop. We're going to try and play for 5, but you guys have come out and either come in 1-5 against Indiana Wesleyan or swept St. Francis and swept Grace the first time around when things looked dire. What has led to that this year?
Yeah, I think a whole new level of confidence. And it's not a sense of arrogance or cockiness or anything like that, but just a steadiness of confidence that these girls know the caliber of players they are. They know, they love each other really well on the court, off the court. And, you know, in those moments where we just need to grind out a point, their IQ overall from a volleyball perspective is high, in life too, I guess. But they just have molded in such a way that the grit shines through in those moments, in those tight moments. For whatever reason, we have a little bit of a slow start. I look back at the match against Indiana Wesleyan, and we came out firing, and you know, that's the standard that we're trying to hold ourselves to, that we just come out on top. But yeah, I love how the girls battle and have come from behind on multiple occasions to win a set.
How much of a help is it getting that mindset of having Amanda Adams and Grace Isaacs? It's your 6th season. Those two were part of one of the very first recruiting classes that you ever, the very first recruiting class you guys ever had, or you ever had as the head coach here. How much does their presence help that mindset of going, hey, guys, we knew where we started when we got here when we were 18, and now that we're old ladies at 23, we know where we can go? Yeah,
for sure. There's a hunger, and I think you can see it even from a sense of like in warm-ups. They're focused in, they know they have high expectations for themselves, they have high expectations for each other, and to have Amanda and Grace leading the pack. Stephanie Fifield is should be a senior this year. We have 5 other seniors who've been there and done that, and I think a sense of frustration of just, you know, what's happened in the past. We've tasted tiny bits and moments of success, but then always fell short. And I think that hunger just bleeds into this year, and they're leading with a passion that I've never seen before.
Well, your team is definitely taking big bites now. You're 8-1, sole possession of second place in the Crossroads League behind Marion. And even though you were swept by Marion here, that game, arguably, you gave them their toughest test here in the Crossroads League so far. What has worked, and how much fun is it to see that Taylor name with an RV, hopefully with a number next to it here in a few days when the new polls come out, but right there in second, where a place that you know the program's been in and got to experience here as a player?
Absolutely. I'm proud of these girls on a whole new level. I got to experience it as a player. I remember what it felt like as a player, and now I'm just kind of a proud mom to stand back and see our girls kind of walk through this, not with a sense of like they understand we're very present focused, like this match today is going to be tough. You know, Grace is even much more developed than when we saw them a few weeks ago, and you know, so they understand the importance of being present focused, but it's also we take those small moments of victory and celebrate them and have so much fun with it, because it's something that we've all, you know, put the time and the effort and the grind, and feel blessed to be where we are for sure.
Let's talk about Grace. I mentioned earlier it was a sweep against them the first time you guys met, but those first 2 sets were right to the edge of the line of going either way.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so where have they improved coming off a win last night against Spring Arbor?
They were early on in their season. I think they'd only played 5 matches before us, so they were coming in, and even from a scouting perspective, they didn't really have a starting lineup set in stone. Since then, they've kind of established who their starters are. Weapons across the board. They've really mixed things up. They were super outside heavy when we saw them at the beginning, and now they've really spread things out. They have young middles, but they've stepped up. and have quite the presence in the middle. They're running a 6-2, so just a solid attack across the board. Number 17, Cassidy Colbert, has really stepped up for them and been quite the go-to on the right side over these last couple weeks. So our block has to be on today. They need to keep their eye sequence steady and be able to cover as much ground as possible. It's, our goal to attack them as much as we can with our speed, our ability, our control, that we make them play at our tempo. I think the last time we played them early on, we got sucked into their tempo, made some unnecessary mistakes, kind of couldn't find our groove with our normal attacking mode, and that's an emotional game for us in their gym. So because we haven't won there very often over these past few years since I've been here. So I think it was one of those, we got the monkey off our back at a time where they probably weren't as polished as they could have been, but now we expect them to be that much more hungry coming in today's match, and we're ready to duke it out.
Should be a fun one to start the second half of league play. Erin, thanks for the time and good luck.
Absolutely, thank you.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the Athletic Department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
First, for our visitors from Grace, the official specialist, the junior from Avila, Indiana, number 2, Grace Irwin. An outside hitter, a junior from Huntertown, Indiana, number 6, Anna Fryer. A middle hitter, freshman from Northern Shores, Michigan, number 10, Alicia Leffering. A setter, a freshman from Brownsburg, Indiana, number 13, Morgan Zion. A middle hitter, sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 10, Jenna Mueller. An outside hitter, a junior from Warsaw, Indiana, number 18, Katie Swanson. And the libero for the Lancers today, a senior from South Halton, Illinois, number 4, Gina Novotny. The Lancers are coached by Katie Van Hofwegen and assisted by Sarah Bowen, Paige Egray, and Mike Aliaga. Get out of your feet for the starting lineup. Your Taylor Trojans. Starting at the middle, a freshman from Yorktown, Indiana, number 8, Jalen Dunmore. The senior, Highland Heights, Kentucky, number 9, Grace Aitis. The junior, Sellersburg, Indiana, number 14, Carly Ware. On the right side, the senior, from Pittsburgh, Indiana, number 15, Ryan Sturgeon. And outside hitter, the senior, Team Ohio, number 16, Amanda Adams. And the setter, from Warsaw, Indiana, number 18, Casey Bragg. The libero for the Trojans, senior from Fostoria, Michigan, number 7, Stephanie Whitefield. Your Trojans are coached by Aaron Lee and assisted by Paul Winston.
Good afternoon and welcome here inside Odell Arena on the campus of Taylor University for today's Crossroads League volleyball matchup between the Lancers of Grace and the Taylor University Trojans. The Trojans swept Grace when these two teams met to start league play off. Taylor has since gone 8-1 in the first round of league play, an 18-2 overall record. Grace 8-9, 3-6 in the league. They're tied for 6th in the Crossroads League standings with Bethel, with Huntington. They're 3 matches back of the 3-way tie for 3rd between Bethel, Mount Vernon, Nazarene, and Indiana Wesleyan. But Grace much better than their record would show. They're actually the only league team to take a set off of first place and number 8 Marion this season. The Knights have swept everybody else they have played through the first round of league play. Series history leans towards the Trojans, 61-24 all-time against Grace, but the Trojans just 4-7 against the Lancers under the direction of 6th-year head coach Aaron Luthi, and their 3-0 win on September 1st over Grace was the first for the Trojans since 2016, one of the first years that Aaron Luthi was the head coach of her alma mater. Taylor swept St. Francis last night, 25-19, 25-20, and 25-14. Grace 1-4 at home against Spring Arbor. And we're ready to go here from Odell Arena. First set is in the air, sent over by Morgan Sion. Ware to Bragg, back set Cerniak, a little tap over on the changeup, and the Trojans start out 1-0 on the first kill from Cerniak, who had 10 last night. We had some trouble with the stats last night from the folks at Grace, so we do have a milestone that Taylor might be reaching this day. And a service error here for Fifield evens up our score at 1 in the opening set. That would be Amanda Adams, who came into the weekend 20 kills away from 1,500 for her career. Should be just the second player to reach that mark since Kelsey Pritchard, went into the Hall of Fame a couple of years ago. Bragg, far sideline, Adams, right on cue, but it's dug by Gina Novotny. Behind the line swing for Grace, and it's received by Bragg. Fifield, near sideline, Cerniak, blocked back over and land on the far sideline as Cerniak blocked here. The Trojans hoping that that ball would carry away, but it landed right on the far sideline. Good start for the Lancers. After falling behind 1-0, they've ripped off 2 in a row. And the serve sent over by Anna Fry. Ware, Bragg, here comes Amanda Adams right down the middle. Dug and played over nicely by the Lancers. Bragg, near side of the 5th-year senior Isaacs. Her little tip will land along the near sideline and even our score at 2. Isaacs and Adams, part of the first recruiting class for head coach Aaron Luthi. And they elected to come back for their 5th year. Service error, this one lined out of bounds by Nikki Parrott, who celebrated her 22nd birthday yesterday. The Trojans had 10 service errors in the win over St. Francis last night with 3 aces. And they have no aces and 2 service errors through the first 5 serves of set 1 here this afternoon against Grace. Behind the line, near sideline, Parrott tapped and dug forward by Fry. They set up near side, slapped over, and Parrott will dig it for the Trojans. Behind the line swing, no one there, and Ware will scoop it over with 2 hands before it landed back down to the floor. This one off of Ware's left hand. The kill will go to Alicia Leffering. And another slow start for the Trojans here in set 1. They trail 4-2. It was a slow start last night before the Trojans turned it on and won set 1 25-19. Remember, last week, a week ago on this floor against Indiana Wesleyan, Taylor came out and won set 1 25-9 against the Wildcats before having to win in 5. Fifield digs, Ware saves, and it's a sidestep and a playover by Amanda Adams. Novotny digs, they set it far side, does Grace, tapped and dug in the back row by Parrott. Bragg, far side to Amanda Adams. Novotny's dig attempt will land in the front of her own bench. First kill of the afternoon for Amanda Adams, and Taylor back to within 1 here in set 1. Just 1 kill to start here for the Lancers. Through the block, and it's dug by Adams in the back row. Left side, Sarah Scott, who's impressed in her freshman season. It's dug by Grace, and they set it near side. Through the block and down for Cassidy Colbert. So the first kill for Colbert to go along with her block. And it's back to a 2-point clearance here for the Lancers of Grace that lead 5-3. They're 3-1 on the road this year, just 1-5 at home is Grace here in 2021. Lefty jump serve from Peterson. Sent sky high by Parrott. Fifield to Scott on the far side. Tapped, and this one will sail all the way out of play as the Trojans get a gift. Scott just trying to get it over on the third hit. She did. And then the ball at enough pace that it careened off the fingertips of the front row and went back for the Taylor fourth point here of set one. 5-4 the Taylor deficit. With Jessica Dodane on to serve. Trojans on the left side of the net here in set one. Far side blocked down. Scott and Dunsmore reject the swing from Cassidy Colbert. Scott and Dunsmore, you heard head coach Aaron Luthi talk about their impressive start to their freshman seasons. And Scott learning a new position as an outside hitter after being a middle for her entire career before getting here to Taylor. Third hit just over, dug by Bragg. Dodane underneath, near side to Bragg to give it a go. Blocked and dug by Bragg, and unable to get there in time was Scott. Second block of set one for Grace, and the Lancers retake a 1-point lead. Fifield back on for the Trojans. Exiting is Colbert, and in to serve is Grace Irwin for the Lancers. Irwin, a 5'8" junior from Avila, Indiana, and East Noble High School. Bragg in the middle, back set, slide, Dunsmore blocked but dug by Fifield. Tapping into the back row will be Bragg on a second hit. Back set far side for the Lancers, tapped and down for Kate Sperry. Nice little tip from Sperry, 20 in black. And it's a 2-0 burst after the first set was tied at 5 for Grace. Irwin to serve, that's the third kill for the Lancers here in set one. Bragg, far side, Dunsmore who tees off. Bragg leans in for a dig and keeps that ball alive. Dunsmore the right-handed third hit. Pop near side. They go to Fry, does Grace. Cross-court swing, far side, dug by Fifield. Left sideline, Scott gets caught in Grace's hands. And the Trojans get a point on the second kill from Sarah Scott of the opening stanza. 7-6. The score here in set one with Bragg retreating back to serve. Cerniak back out there for Taylor. Dunsmore, Scott, Fifield, and Adams to round out the 6. Novotny forward, played up high. Fry will tap it down and waiting for it. And smacking it down was Ryan Cerniak. Solo block for Ryan Cerniak, the Trojans' second rejection of the set. And we're back even at 7 here in set one. Bragg last night, 29 assists and 1 ace in the Trojan victory over St. Francis. And the lefty turns it loose here. Novotny to Peterson. This one too high. Whiffing on it was Leffering. And Taylor takes their first lead of set one, up 8-7. On the attack air there from Leffering, just missed by the fingertips. And Bragg will move to the near side and serve her third one in a row. Took the first two from the far side of the floor. Novotny sends it skyward, underneath is Irwin. Near sideline, Fry rockets it over right to the arms of Fifield for Taylor. Bragg back set, Cerniak off the top of the tape, and enough momentum from Cerniak to get kill number 2, and the Trojans turning it back in their favor, now leading 9-7. They've scored 4 in a row after falling behind 7-5, after leveling the match at 5 apiece, or at 7 apiece. Bragg in the middle this time. Novotny sends it up to the rafters, and scampering underneath to save it is Peterson. Novotny two arms it over, and Taylor will try to knock it back. Bragg near side, Cerniak 2 in a row, and the Trojans continue to roll on. 5 in a row for the home side. They've turned a 7-5 deficit into a 10-7 lead. And Cerniak picking up right where she left off last night, 10 kills and 1 error, a hitting percentage of .692. Bragg will send this one just a ball width too deep, and the Trojans have their third service error here of the opening set, and that stops the Trojan rally for the moment. Mackenzie Stalkey in to serve for Grace, making her first appearance in the match today. Bragg near side to Scott, changes the spot, goes right over the block, and able to play it in on the near side. 3 first set kills for Scott. She'll exit as Ware comes in to spell her to serve. It's been the Scott and Cerniak show here in set one, each with 3 terminations. 11-8 the Taylor lead. Peterson up high, going to get it is Sperry, dug by Fifield for Taylor. Back to the far side, Adams, and she'll play that one out of bounds. Looks for a front row touch, that does not come. First attack error for Amanda Adams here this afternoon. The Taylor lead back down to a deuce. 8 kills and 4 errors for Taylor here in the opening frame. 3 and 3 for the Lancers of Grace. But 3 service errors for the Trojans have hurt them here in set 1. Bragg up high, Cerniak goes to get it, and there's block number 3 of set 1 for Grace. Jenna Mueller along with Anna Fry on the near side pin. Second block for Mueller, and a good little spurt here for Grace. They've cut their deficit down to 1 after trailing by 3. Sent over high by Sion. Ware to Bragg for Taylor. Far sideline, Amanda Adams! And there was nothing Grace could do to stop that one. Second kill for Amanda Adams, and a big one as the Trojans go back in front by 2. Fifield, a knuckleball over that's scooped up off the back heels. Up high to Fry, and she'll rainbow it over. Fifield digs, punching far side. It lands on the far sideline and in for a rare kill from the libero, Stephanie Fifield. Great read by the Spring Arbor transfer. This one with more pace. Far side, Fry saves it from being an ace for Fifield. Novotny over, Adams, Bragg, back set, up high, Cerniak, and you knew what was coming from the left hand of Cerniak. Fourth termination for the All-League selection, and the Trojans have found their rhythm again, leading by 4. Taylor hitting a blistering .292 here in set 1. Near side tip, but curled out of bounds by Katie Swanson. The block got up early for Taylor, and Swanson, though, this curled it too much. 5-point advantage for Taylor, their biggest lead of set 1 at 15-10. Sidewinder from Fifield, up high, and a big kill on the near side by Jenna Mueller. A big space on the block attempt for the Trojans, and it was wide open for Mueller to swing home. 15-11, the Taylor lead with Anna Fry back to serve out of Huntertown, Indiana. Back for Adams, Fifield scampers and saves, and Bragg will two-arm it over. Up high, near side. Cerniak with a solo block on the swing from Colbert. In the middle, Isaacs there with a big swing to turn away Mueller. Behind the line swing, Fry out of bounds. 2 big rejections by Cerniak and then Isaacs. And Taylor cashes in on the misplay by Grace. Back to a 5-point Taylor lead, 16-11 in set 1. Parrott in to serve. Turned 22 yesterday. Her mom brought cookies from back home. They look delicious. In the middle, a little change-up swing. Good read from Parrott. And a little bit of a miscommunication there with Mueller. She was ready to tee off on it, but it was tipped at the net, and Mueller will get the kill. It looked like it wasn't touched by the front row of the Trojans as Mueller kind of stopped herself halfway through the swing for the tip. And it tips off the front row of Taylor. Second kill for Mueller. And it's back to a 4-point deficit for Grace. Up high, Isaacs uses all of her length to get it. And it'll be dug to the near side by Novotny. Two-armed over by Fry. Short, Parrott reads it and scampers. Bragg, left side to Amanda Adams. Up, Adams off the block, and Novotny there for the dig. Quick set up high, beautifully done by Grace and Alicia Leffering. After whiffing on her last ball sent to her this one, Leffering swings right through. 16-13 the Taylor lead now is once as big as 5. Ware to Bragg. Left of center, Adams, 2 less on that one. And it dies in the net. Second error for Adams. And in the blink of an eye, Grace back to within 2, down 16-14. 5 errors and 3 service errors for the Trojans here in set 1 have kept Grace lurking here in the opening frame. Isaacs able to tap it over softly. Behind the line swing, Fry comes near side, and Parrott digs it to the sky. Ware from behind the line, and that one eaten by the net. Another attack error for the Trojans, their 7th. Make it their 6th of set 1. They've given Grace 9 points on 6 attack errors and 3 service errors. And Grace will gleefully take those as they trail by 1 here in the opening stanza. Up high, left side, Adams, and Fry couldn't get her hands on that one as Novotny was sliding underneath. Third kill for Amanda Adams, and Taylor goes back in front by 2. Taylor with 12 kills, but 6 errors for the Trojans here in the opening stanza. Beautiful tap, but into the net were the Trojans. That one, Grace Isaacs on the changeup from Alicia Leffering. 17-16, the Taylor advantage now here in set one. Emily Peterson, the other setter for Grace, comes in to serve. Peterson, a 5'9" sophomore from Winona Lake, transferred in from the College of Charleston. And the lefty rips one over. Adams off the elbow, sends it sky. Bragg will save it, and Isaacs will knock it over. Novotny to Peterson. Back near side, five-field dig on the swing from Colbert. Joust dances back to Taylor's side, saved by Isaacs. Bragg, left sideline, Scott. Tap to the back corner, and Fry will dig it back to the middle. Peterson near side, and a rainbow swing from Colbert. Scraped on the floor by Fifield, swept over and dug on the try from Bragg by Fry. Back row dig is Fifield's. Bragg in the middle, a line drive as Isaacs couldn't snap her wrist down. First attack error for Isaacs. That ties set one at 17 on the Trojans' 7th attack error. Forces a Taylor timeout. Set one, Taylor led by 5. Grace has answered back, and we're all even here in set one.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits.
So Taylor forced to take a timeout after they led by 5, 15-10. And we're all square at 17 here in set one with Grace with the serve by their setter Emily Peterson. Parrott up high to Bragg, near side Isaacs trying to get going, and that might start as she picks the far corner for kill number 2. Good answer for Taylor out of the timeout. Fifield and Isaacs exit with Dunsmore and Dodane in, with Dodane serving. Just over the top of the tape, Fry to Peterson. Back set, having to stagger her way forward is Colbert. Bragg, back to Scott, who terminates with that big right hand. 4 kills in set one for Sarah Scott, who continues her stellar play this freshman season. No errors in 6 tries for 4 in white. And Taylor responds out of their timeout. They lead 19-17. Peterson, awkward swing, but able to get it over as Leffering. Bragg on a second try that Peterson able to dig. Sidestep Colbert, rainbows it over to Adams. Bragg, quick set to Dunsmore, blocked and kept alive by the Trojans. Adams will slip it through somehow as they caught Grace napping, and Taylor leads by 3. Huge block there for Grace, but it just slipped through on the third hit. Desperation swing from Amanda Adams. Dodane goes deep, and it'll be played forward. Far side, Leffering soars over, but Parrott's dig lands all the way to the back row. Peterson, near side, Colbert, and unable to get the dig this time was Jessica Dodane. Second kill for Cassidy Colbert. Two-point Taylor lead, 20-18, with Grace Irwin to handle the serving with Fifield back out there for TU. Parrott to Bragg, far sideline, Scott. 5 kills on 7 swings and no errors as Scott pacing the Taylor offense in set one. 21-18, the Taylor advantage. And Grace will take a timeout. Taylor 4 points away from a set one win here on the Trojans Sports Network. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well.
Each team with one timeout left to go here in the opening stanza. Taylor leads 21-18. As Sarah Scott's been the story of set one, 5 kills and no errors from the freshman from Whiteland. Irwin to Peterson for Grace. Near side, Fry soars over. It sails out of bounds. Was a tap to the front row. It was not. Very closely in the fingertips of the Trojans as Fry uncorked a missile. 22-18, the Taylor advantage as they try to win another tight set one against Grace this season. Novotny up to Peterson. Back set far side. Through the block on the swing from Sperry. Fifield back to Cerniak, right over the block and down on a picture-perfect swing from Cerniak, who now matches Scott's 5 kills in set one. 5-point Taylor lead, 2 points away from a set one triumph. Taylor with 17 kills in set one, but now 4 service errors for the Trojans as their serve miscues start to creep in from what they saw last night in Fort Wayne. Novotny exits, and Mackenzie Stakely will come in to serve here for Grace. She's a freshman out of Mocksville, North Carolina. A short one, Fifield to Bragg for Taylor. In the middle to Cerniak, off the top of the tape, and that'll be 4 hits against the Trojans. Cerniak thought it was blocked. That one looked to be clearly off the tape instead of the arms of the front row of Grace. Second attack error, or another attack error for the Trojans here in set one. And their lead cut down to 3, still 2 points away from a set one win. Fifield, Bragg able to save it, avoids the net, and Cerniak picks the back row, but someone hit the net for the Trojans. Actually make it go against Grace, against Kate Sperry, right before Cerniak turned it loose. And that brings us to set point with Taylor up 24-20. And Ware will go back to serve. Irwin to Peterson. Far side swing off the dig from Fifield, kept alive by a diving Bragg, and Adams will loop it over. Novotny, nice little drop shot, dig back over by the diving Stephanie Fifield. Peterson near side to Fry, and it's a violation on a double hit against Grace, and that will be how set one comes to a close. The Trojans trailed early, but they now take a set one win of 25-20 on to set two. That's coming up next on the Trojan Sports Network.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the Athletics Department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student-athletes.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Set 1 goes Taylor's way as Nikki Parrott and Sarah Scott do a little dance on the far sideline. Taylor hit 227 in set 1. 18 kills, 8 errors. Grace 8 kills and 6 errors for hitting percentage of .054. Sarah Scott had 5 kills. Ryan Cerniak had 6 to lead the match, both for Taylor. 4 kills for Amanda Adams. 3 kills for Alicia Leffering, and then 2 for Jenna Mueller and Cassidy Colbert to lead the way for Grace. Carly Ware at the first serve, just over the top of the tape, and just almost there to get an ace. And then Fry will get her first kill after having 3 errors in set 1. That one off the arms of the aforementioned Ware. Quick start out of the gate for Grace as they lead 1-0 here in set 2. Fry coming off of a team best 19 kills last night. We'll send the first service error in here for the Lancers. 1-1 in set 1. Grace did have the advantage blocking-wise in set 1, 3-2. Up high, far side. This one blocked back over by Taylor. Popped into the air by Colbert. Not enough height on the set from Morgan Sion. It dies on Grace's side, and it's 2-1 Trojans. Taylor receiving votes in the most recent top 25 poll. A win today would almost certainly move them into the top 25 when that poll would come out next week, as Adams misses the dig on a swing near side by Grace. 2-2 in set 2. Third kill for Cassidy Colbert as Novotny, the libero, sends it over for Grace. Bragg up high to Amanda Adams. The block attempt will land just on the far side as no one was close enough to try to dig on the ricochet. Fourth block of the afternoon for Grace, and they take a 3-2 set 2 lead. A sparkly headband worn by the libero Novotny, short on the serve. Back up over the net, reading it is Cerniak on a dig, and Adams will right-hand it over. Quick in the middle, blocked by Isaacs, and Novotny keeps it alive. Behind the line swing for Fry, and that one will land on the top of the tape. Fry leapt into the air and then tried to throw the changeup instead of turning it loose. And we're even at 3 in set 2. Here's Nikki Parrott to handle the serving. Rips it over, and Fry plays it up. Far side slide, and Parrott dig attempt goes off for right hand. Another kill for Alicia Leffering, who came in second in kills for Grace on the season, leads them today with 4. The setter Cyan out, Emily Peterson in to replace her. We have not seen number 8 Riley Owens yet today, who is second on the team in assists coming in. Peterson third. Bragg sets up Isaacs, and that block attempt will go off for the side of Grace's face. 5th block of the afternoon for the Lancers. And another slow start here for the Trojans. They're able to weather the storm in set 1. But they trail 5-3 here in set 2 as Grace read this line to Isaacs beautifully. And again, it was Leffering and Colbert. 2 more, another block for each of those young ladies off of Parrott's shoulders. Sliding to keep it alive is Fifield. Fry dives and takes a kill away from Adams. Behind the line, or near sideline swing, Colbert. Taylor works it on to Adams off the top of the tape, looking for a touch. And now our 2 officials will look. And now they'll bring in our official in the far corner for his opinion. They went off the top of the tape on that far side pin. Now all 4 officials will huddle up, and we'll have the chat down below us. It's either going to be 5-4 the Taylor deficit or 6-3 the Grace lead. Quick ruling, and here it is. That'll be the point for the Lancers off the misplay from Adams. 4th attack error for Amanda, and Taylor trails by 3. Taylor trailed early before tying set 1 5-5. It was pretty even after that. With his 3-point hole, the biggest one for the Trojans today. Emily Peterson, the setter back to serve, sends it deep in Fifield, skies it for Taylor. Bragg, cross-court, far side Adams, and it'll be a double hit called against Casey Bragg. Bragg with some of the best hands for a setter in the Crossroads League. Very rare to see the double hit called against 18 in white. And Peterson to send it over once again for Grace as they lead by a match-high 4. Bragg craftily sweeps it over on the left hand. Felt the wide open spaces set by Grace, and Bragg took advantage. Wonderful play from the setter Casey Bragg. Adams deep. Novotny plays it as one of her teammates wanted her to let it go. Down the middle come the Lancers, and it's dug by Parrott. Far side to Scott, who continues to dazzle today. 6 kills and no errors for the talented freshman. And Taylor now down by a deuce, 7-5. Peterson, down the middle, Fry. Diving dig Parrott. Fifield and Bragg were both there, and Fifield pulled her arms back because she didn't want to careen into Bragg. Back to a 3-point lead for Grace at 8-5. Little jump serve there from Irwin at the last moment. Bragg sets it up to Scott, blocked back over. Fifield will sweep it over. Off the hands of a Lancer. That was Emily Peterson trying to save it. And that gives Fifield her 2nd kill of the afternoon. Four kills, 3 errors for Taylor here in the frame. Make it 3-3, 4-2 for Grace. Dodane's serve scraped off the parquet by Grace. Adams in the back row dig for Fry, trying to go back corner, and looping it home is Jalen Dunsmore. Dunsmore taking a page out of Grace Isaacs' book. And the Trojans right back into it, down by 1 in set 2. Dodane curls it near side. Fry receives once again. Wanted to step into that one was Swanson, played back over. Bragg on a slide to Dunsmore off the top of the tape and kept alive by Mueller. Drop shot, diving dig Parrott. Dunsmore sweeps it over, and Irwin's there for the back row dig for Grace. Adams has it go off of her hands as Alicia Leffering continues to impress here for the Lancers in set 2, the 6'1 freshman out of Michigan. 5 kills for 10 in black. And Grace leads by a deuce once again, 9-7. Leffering 7 kills and 5 blocks in the win over Spring Arbor last night in Winona Lake. And that was the first home victory for Grace this season. Trying to pick up a road win today. They lead 9-7 in set 2. They now lead 9-8 as no one for Grace can stop Sarah Scott. 7 kills for 4 in white. And the Trojans trail by 1 once again. And remember, Scott learning a new position, this outside hitter spot, something that she has never played before this season. Bragg rifles it over. Peterson up high, near sideline to Fry. Diving to her left and digging is Fifield. Bragg back set near side to Cerniak. Blocked back over, but it was off the top of the tape. Second one for Cerniak that hits clear off the taping. Fourth attack error for Cerniak, and the Trojans trail 10-8. The Taylor bench and the fans continuing to plead that it went off the hands of someone for Grace, but both those last 2 swings for Cerniak have hit off the taping. That is white and has Taylor University in purple lettering. Fifield pulls her hands back, and that one lands just out of bounds by a whisker. Second service error for Grace today. Taylor has 4 of them, none so far in set 2. Scott will exit, and Ware will come in to serve. Grace much cleaner here in set 2, 6 kills and 2 errors. The Trojans a little more sloppy, 4-4. Fry, cross-court swing, dug by Bragg, the setter. Fifield, the libero underneath, off to Adams. The dig attempt from Irwin goes to the sky. Novotny underneath, and Fry with her back to net will 2-arm it over. They work it up to Bragg. Little dump down to Cerniak. Lunging and diving is Novotny going superwoman head first. Bragg digs, sets up Adams' far side, and Irwin's dig attempt will land at the back wall. The old dig and assist 2-for-1 deal for Bragg. Adams with 5 kills, and the Trojans have tied set 2 at 10. Ware, a floater to the far corner. Sion, little change up. Fifield's dig goes to the back corner, and it's kept in play by Irwin. Near sideline, they work it to Fry. Does Grace. Blocked and kept alive by the Lancers. Sion, back set far side, trying to go deep, and digging it was Ware on the try from Swanson. Left side, Amanda Adams in on the near sideline. 6th kill for 16 in white. And that gives the Trojans their first lead of set 2 at 11-10. They won set 1 25-20. Sion, down the middle comes Fry off the taping. Dug up by Cerniak. Dunsmore off the front. And those tapped to the net as Dunsmore on a second hit. Drives it home with the right hand. Second kill for the freshman Dunsmore. The Trojans lead by 2. About halfway home here in set number 2. As the Trojans try to sweep the regular season series against Grace. Diving dig Fifield in the attempt from Colbert. Adams changes up and dunks it over, and it's dug by Fry. Quick set in the middle. It's Swanson, turned and dug by Fifield. Cerniak rifles it home right through the hands of Gina Novotny. 7 kills for Ryan Cerniak, and Taylor leads by 3. And they've scored 5 in a row after trailing 10-8. They did the same thing in about the same spot back in set 1, and Fry will hit this one into the net on her 5th attack error of the day. 14-10 home side. Just the 3rd attack error for Grace here in set 2. Irwin on the serve received to Novotny, back to Fry near sideline, change up, Bragg reads and digs. Fifield, left sideline, Adams tracks, swings, and that one curled out of bounds far side from Amanda. 5th attack error for Adams here on the afternoon, and the Trojan lead cut down to 3. Taylor had scored 6 out of 7 points to turn a 9-8 deficit and a 10-8 deficit into a 14-10 lead. Up high, Adams, no doubt about that, and Taylor leads 15-11. A rip from Adams, and the Trojans go right back in front by 4. Fifield back to serve. Taylor still in search of that first ace of the afternoon. Saved by Sion. Near side, tapped around the block attempt of Cerniak, who got a piece of it on the near side on the attempt from Colbert. 4th kill for number 17, Cassidy Colbert, the transfer from the University of South Alabama. 3-point hole for Grace as they serve with their libero Novotny. Short, and that one lands in the net. 3rd service error for Grace today, all coming here in set 2. And that miscue pushed the Taylor lead back up to 4. Parrott in to serve. As Dunsmore exits along with Cerniak. Novotny receives. Sion up high near side. Colbert trying to get the dig was Fifield, only able to save it on a lunging try was Parrott. 5th kill for Cassidy Colbert. That ties her with Leffering for team high honors. As Sion and Swanson exit. Peterson back in along with Jaden Block, who makes her first appearance, along with Leffering, too. 3-point deficit for Grace, trying to even the match at a set apiece. Bragg, behind the line swing for Parrott, going to the far side, dug by Peterson. Novotny underneath, near sideline to Colbert. Off the block attempt of Bragg. Good read from Cassidy Colbert. A lot of space between Bragg and the near side pin, and she played it off of Bragg's forearm. Taylor's lead is at 2, 16-14. And the Trojans will take the towel and mop up some sweat near side. Front row for Grace are Leffering, Colbert, and Block. First time we've seen Block this afternoon. The back row is where we find Novotny Peterson and Anna Fry. 16-14 the Taylor lead. Grace serves here in set 2 after dropping set 1 25-20. Peterson deep, and that one out of bounds by a couple feet. Fourth service error for Grace, and the Trojan lead back to 3. This is the first of 2 broadcasts for us today here on the old Trojan Sports Network. A little men's soccer action against Mount Vernon Nazarene tonight. Leffering steals an ace away from the Trojans. Adams dig. Bragg a swing over. Novotny digs for Grace. Peterson scampers underneath, sets up near side Colbert, who pushes that one into the net near side. Just the second attack error for the talented Cassidy Colbert this afternoon, and that will force Grace to take their first time out of set 2. Taylor leads 18-14, trying to go up 2-0 in the match here this afternoon from Odell Arena.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
We say hello to all you folks watching at home, including freshman basketball player Macy Woods watching back in Plainfield, Indiana. Hello, Mace. Scott, her freshman classmate, along with the super senior Isaacs, get a block far side. Third block for the Trojans. Second one for Scott. First for Isaacs, and Taylor leads by 5 out of the Grace stoppage. Adams serves it over. Near side, they work at the block. Her first swing of the day, dug by Taylor's Fifield. Up high to Sarah Scott. Through the block, but dug nicely on a knee by Novotny. Back again, Colbert. Diving dig attempt from Fifield, just out of her reach. 7th kill for Colbert as the Taylor front row got their hands on that one. And just deflected it out of the reach of a diving Stephanie Fifield, one of the leading candidates for Libero of the Year in the Crossroads League, a 2-time All-League selection during her freshman and sophomore seasons at Spring Arbor. Freshman year, first, second team. Sophomore year, first team. Block fine through the block, and that one out of the reach of Fifield as they caught between the hands of Scott and Isaacs. Back-to-back kills for Colbert. After Taylor scored a point out of the timeout to lead by 5, it's back-to-back kills for Colbert and Grace, and they trail by just 3. Bragg, far side to Sarah Scott, who rips home another one. 8 kills for the freshman Sarah Scott, who has been an answer to all of Taylor's problems today. 8 kills to lead the match, and no errors for Scott on 12 swings. Oh, and 2 blocks in there for good measure as well. Dodane sends it deep, and Irwin will play it forward. Peterson up high, right side to block. It's blocked back over by Taylor. Near side, they work at the Fry. Scott with a dig to add to her stat line today. Behind the line for Adams from Bragg, and sliding to her left and digging is Peterson. Right sideline will be blocked. Spinning, digging is Adams on a pirouette. Up high to Dunsmore, hangs, punched over. 5 Lancers converge, and Fry will two-arm it over, twisting her body. Parrott digs, and Bragg will save. Dunsmore off balance, off the heel of her hand into the net. Things are getting a little screwy out there with a spinning sent over by Fry on a third hit. And the Trojans got a little twisted up on their own, and their lead down to 3. 5 points away are the Trojans from a 2-0 match lead here this afternoon. Mackenzie Stakely to send it over. Fifield to Bragg. Left sideline, Scott. Tapped and dug by Stakely. Peterson, quick set in the middle, out of bounds near side by Jenna Mueller. Mueller turned, had the wide open area, but just didn't bring that wrist down enough, and she line drived it out of play. 21-17, the Taylor lead as Parrott exits and Cerniak comes back in for TU. Bragg to the back row, received by Irwin. Peterson, quick set in the middle of Mueller, off of the block attempt and down for a kill for Jenna Mueller, her third of the afternoon. Just didn't hang up enough in the air off of the hands of Dunsmore for Taylor. Peterson and block exit. Morgan Sion, their leader in assists, will enter to serve. She rejoins the fun with Katie Swanson. Down by 3 of the Lancers in set 2. Bragg in the middle. Back set, Scott near sideline. Same spot as Sarah Scott can do no wrong today. 9 kills, no errors on 13 swings for the freshman Sarah Scott. 7 kills from Cerniak and Adams, but Scott has been the difference maker today for Taylor offensively. Ware trying to get the dig here on a missile swing from Mueller. 4th termination for 16 in black. But serves are running out here for Grace. They trail by just 3, but Taylor 3 points away from a set 2 win. The two teams just trade points to the last handful of serves. Bragg, far sideline, Adams. Mueller's dig attempt almost goes off one of the speakers. Hit off one of the scaffolding up over. Its changeup is dug by Bragg, but a net violation called against Jalen Dunsmore, who is beside herself on the call. And there's the back-to-back points that Grace needed, now trailing by 2. Fry, the 6th rotation player, back to serve. Junior from Carroll High School, just outside of Fort Wayne. Dives down, Fifield, near side Cerniak, change-up block, and Bragg will send it skyward. Far sideline Adams for Fifield is dug in the back row by Fry. Sion, near side, big swing, and is rejected back, but kept alive by Novotny. Colbert goes deep, Ware will play it up to Bragg. Far sideline, Adams off the tape, and Novotny dives and digs to the near side. Far side, Swanson off the far side antenna, and the Trojans, no, they'll say Adams got into the net for TU, and their lead down to 1 at 22-21. After they went back and forth, both teams, Taylor sitting on a 4-point lead. It's 3 in a row for Grace. Fifield works it along to Adams, trying to get the Trojans back on the board. Novotny after the Sion dig. Big block, Dunsmore, Cerniak, and that's exactly what Taylor needed. Second block for Dunsmore, second block Cerniak, and the Lancers take a timeout. They're out of timeouts in set 2. The Trojans leading by a deuce, 2 points away from a 2-0 match lead.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there.
Grace out of timeouts. Taylor has both of their stoppages if they want them. They lead 23-21 in set 2. They won set 1 25-20. Sion, far side Colbert, dug in the back row by Taylor's Carly Ware. Back set Cerniak gets caught in Grace's hands, but a violation against Taylor on the lift by the Taylor Trojans. Taylor bench unhappy with that call. And the Trojan lead back down to 1 at 23-22. Gina Novotny, the libero, will serve it over, with Grace trying to even our match at a set apiece. Where Bragg keeps it alive, Cerniak doesn't two-arm it over. Sion underneath, but then it'll be played by a different teammate, and it's blasted out of bounds far side. Leffering was right there. Sion tried to call her off, and we're at a set point here in set 2. Taylor up 24-22. Nikki Parrott into serve. Plays to the back row, and Fry will play it up. Sion on a slide right side, and she got that one over on Alicia Leffering. 6th kill for the talented Leffering. Taylor went for the block. It's still set point, but Taylor leads by just 1, 24-23 in set 2. A much better set here for the Lancers, as they've almost doubled their kill total from set 1, 15 in set 2, just 8 in set 1. Still set point for Taylor. Near side Isaacs. Dug, and it'll land in row 10. Isaacs with her 3rd kill and set 2. The Trojans win set 2, 25-23, and they'll go for the sweep. We come back next here on the Trojan Sports Network. Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the Athletics Department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
So Taylor goes for the sweep. They swept Grace and Winona Lake on the 1st of September. They're trying to sweep them here on the 25th. of the 9th month of the calendar year. Taylor comes in 18-2, 8-1 in the Crossroads League. Grace 8-9 overall, 3-6 in league action. Taylor winners of 6 in a row. And their only 2 losses this year have been to ranked opponents number 2 Jamestown back in August and number 13 Marion here on September 10th. It's been the Sarah Scott Show today for Taylor. She leads the match with 9 kills for the Trojans. Cerniak and Adams each with 7 apiece. Cassidy Colbert has 8 for Grace, 6 for Alicia Leffering. First serve to Grace. Amanda Adams lefty swing, lunging dig by Irwin. Near side Fry is at a struggle today, but comes through with her 3rd termination. But give the point to Taylor. As that one went through the tape, but between the hands of the Trojans. And the missed block by TU turns out to benefit the home side. 1-0 Taylor in set 3. Grace much better in set 2, 15 kills. And now they start off set 3 with a kill for Jenna Mueller, her 5th. 15 kills, a hitting percentage of 140 for Grace in set 1 with 8 errors. Taylor 13 kills, 7 miscues in set 2. As Taylor hitting just below 200 here the first 2 sets. Adams in the middle to the back row. Fry up, tapped over nicely by Mueller, but a double hit called against Grace. Cerniak out, Parrott in to serve. Taylor trying to protect their home floor, move to 7-1 on Paul Patterson Court as Parrott sends it over. Sion, near side, and the dig unable to get there is the 9th kill for Colbert. 2-2 here in set 3. Gina Novotny to serve. The libero's been strong today for Grace. The all-time digs leader in school history now gets the ace. First ace of the afternoon for either side. Novotny got that all-time mark a few weeks ago for the Lancers. Adams taps the serve, played up by Fifield, back to Adams, caught in Grace's hands, and it lied on the net and then rolled back. Near side, Colbert, top of the tape and down to Grace's side. 6th attack error for Colbert. Has 9 kills but 6 miscues from the sophomore Cassidy Colbert. Adams, just over the top of the tape, played in the middle by Colbert. Sion on the slide far side to Leffering, dug by Parrott of Taylor. Bragg up high to Scott. This one dug on the near side by a spinning Colbert. Behind the line swing, Fry to the back roads, dug by Adams. Bragg sets up Isaacs, and right there for the dig was the setter Sion. Far sideline, Colbert, dug this time by Fifield, swinging his Bragg, and his dig attempt will die in the net from either Leffering or Colbert of Grace. And Taylor takes their second lead of set 3, up 4-3. Adams back to serve again. Fry to Sion. Quick set at the Leffering. Dug by Parrott. Bragg will find it. Back over the net. Joust is one. Off the net. Taylor unable to play it over. On a 3rd hit they do from Scott. Up high near side. Colbert turns it loose, but Fifield digs. Bragg tried to pick the near side corner, but a slide dig for Fry. Bragg up top to Scott. Blocked, and then Scott keeps it alive. Fifield back to Scott again, and she continues to stay white hot. 10 kills and no errors for Scott, and the Trojans take a 2-point set 3 lead. Scott's been impressive this season, but this might be her best match of her young career. Near sideline, and that one played into the net by Cassidy Colbert on an off-target set. Taylor's doubled up Grace, up 6-3. 3 kills and no errors for Taylor to start. Drop shot, nicely read by Morgan Sion, the setter. Like we've seen Casey Bragg do multiple times throughout the season. Sion read it and swept it over right in the middle of the Taylor defense. Sion and Swanson out. Riley Owens will make her first appearance of the day, as she comes in on this setter rotation instead of Peterson. Leffering back in as well. And Jaden Block will make her second appearance of the day. Novotny and Fry to round out the Grace 6. Lefty serve received by Adams of Taylor. Bragg up high, far side, Scott, and that'll land just on the back row. Sarah Scott can do no wrong, 11 kills and no miscues, as her classmate Jalen Dunsmore almost took her out on her own side of the floor. Normally it's Amanda Adams with the aggressive celebrations, Dunsmore following in the Super Seniors' footsteps. Short serve from Dodane, received nicely by Grace. Block, Doug missing the dig attempt near side as Jaden Block gets her second kill today. We did not see Jaden in set 1. She has played the back half of set 2 and has made an early appearance here in set 3. Irwin to serve. Riley Owens, the 5'7" freshman from Bloomington, Illinois, leads Grace in assists. First time we've seen her today. Scott rips one. Irwin's dig attempt almost lands at the scores table, saved by the aforementioned Owens. Bragg, near side slide. This one tapped, and it'll be a kill for Jalen Dunsmore. Dunsmore running the same route that we've seen Grace Isaacs run for now 5 seasons. 8-5 the Taylor lead. Parrott out, Cerniak in for TU. And Bragg back to the service line. That lefty topspin, Novotny up to Owens. Quick set left ring. Rainbows it over, dug by Adams. Bragg pirouettes, back set Cerniak. Adams steps in for a one-hand dig. Scott is blocked, and it's dug by Fifield. Behind the line swing, Adams. Lunging dig is Novotny of Grace. Near sideline, this will be dug by Fifield. Bragg up top to Scott. A changeup will land right in the near side corner as Sarah Scott can do no wrong on a Saturday afternoon. It looked to be sailing out of bounds, and then almost like Scott just pulled the string, and the bottom fell right out of that pink and white volleyball. 9-5 the Taylor lead after wonderful saves to set up the Scott kill. Here's a block far side from Scott and Dunsmore. Grace able to reset and work it near side to Fry. Rainbow dig, Fifield. Bragg avoids the net. Scott turns it loose, and it's 13 kills for Sarah Scott, and you know exactly where the ball's going. 10-5 Taylor in set 3 as Scott is mobbed by Dodane and Parrott. Timeout Grace in set 3.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Before we go on with our coverage today, we would like to send our thoughts and prayers to the family of former Hall of Fame men's basketball coach Paul Patterson, who sadly passed away this week. Court was named for Coach P a few years ago when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Has impacted countless lives, both on the floor and those that he worked with here at Taylor University. So I'd like to send our thoughts and prayers to the Patterson family and to the Taylor men's basketball alumni family as well, as they mourn the loss of Paul Patterson a few days ago. 10-6 after the service error from Casey Bragg out of the Grace timeout. Set 3, the Taylor Trojans lead 10-6. Little saunter forward from Stakely. Bragg near side to Scott, who has not had an attack error today. This one tapped to that. Dunsmore hangs. Scott saves, and leaning back and playing it over was Amanda Adams. Owens quickly in the middle, and unable to get the dig was Bragg, as tooling off the block was Jenna Mueller for the Lancers. 6 terminations for Mueller and back-to-back points for Grace out of the timeout. They now trail by 3 in a must-win set 3 for the visitors. And Stakely will serve again. A sidewinder that Adams will play up to Bragg. Up high, far side, Dunsmore. Off the tape, and it'll be blocked back over and controlled by Scott. Behind the line for Adams, through the block. Diving dig is Stakely to keep that one alive. Owens will knock it over as he looks for a double hit. This one through the near side, and Cerniak ends the fun for the Trojans. 8 kills for Cerniak, her first of set 3. Back to a 4-point Taylor lead at 11-7 as they try to wrap this thing up in 3. Carly Ware comes in for Sarah Scott, who's been the offense today for Taylor. 13 kills and no errors for the freshman who's still trying to learn how to play outside hitter. Sliding dig on her left knee is Ware. Left sideline, Adams torpedoes it to the back row where it's dug by Irwin. Novotny gives Fry a go. She's blocked. Dunsmore and Cerniak, and the Trojans get block number 5. 12-7 the Trojan lead. Dunsmore with 3 blocks. Cerniak with 3 blocks as well. Ware a knuckler deep. Owens, near side Fry, who comes gliding in, but is dug on the far side by Fifield. Bragg sets up on a tip for Adams, and back to the far side, Grace goes to block. Fifield digs, Bragg sets, Cerniak has it blocked back over on the near side by Fry and Mueller. Second block for Fry, third for Mueller. Block number 6 for the visiting Lancers. And back and forth we go in set 3, 12-8. Gracious 8-9 on the year, 3-6 in the league, but they're a team that you do not want to play, particularly when you get to league tournament time. Adams, a monster swing and a monster dig from Irwin to boot. Rainbow swing, digging is Fifield. No, lands just in front of her. Beautiful swing by Fry to stand and just calmly play it over softly. Taylor once led by 5. They have seen their lead now trimmed down to 3. As Grace has scored 4 out of the last 6 points. Almost a miscommunication, almost turned into a Grace ace. Swung over and a leaning dig will be Irwin's. Two-handed over by Fry softly. Bragg trying to pick that far corner, and she did it like she's an expert dart thrower. Wonderfully done by Bragg. She saw that open far corner and threw a dart right to that side. Second kill for Bragg as Taylor leads by 4. They now lead by 3 as Fifield serve lands on Taylor's side. 5th service error for Taylor, their first one since set 1. That's 13-10, the Trojan advantage in set number 3. 8 kills, 1 error for Taylor, 6 and 5 for Grace. Adams, well, there will be the second attack error. She blisters one out of bounds near side. 6th miscue for Amanda today on the attacking side. And Grace hanging tough here in set 3, down 13-11. Ware sends it skyward far sideline. Bragg to Adams, off the block. Fry able to leg it out and save it. 2-arm to the near side, sliding in Colbert, diving Fifield, tapped down and dug by Bragg. Ware saves it, sidestep to the left, just sticks over the net as Isaacs tried to hammer it, but it lands on Taylor's side. Tough break there for Isaacs as that ball tantalizingly soared over the net, and Isaacs just couldn't turn and rocket it home with the right hand. Grace a point away from tying set 3 up. Fifield, Bragg, Cerniak, dies on the net. Taylor had their eyes turned the other way as Cerniak was blocked. 7th block for Grace, and a timeout taken by the Trojans. Their once 5-point lead has been erased as they now sit even at 13 apiece here in set 3 on the Trojans Sports Network. Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the Athletics Department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. 13 all in set number 3. Taylor forced a Grace timeout, leading 10-5. The Lancers have come back to score 8 out of the last 11 points. And Anna Fry back to serve for GC. Start of the second half of league play today. Taylor won the first matchup back at the beginning of September. Down the middle comes Adams, and exactly what Taylor needed out of the stoppage. 8th kill for Amanda Adams, and Taylor leads by 1, 14-13. Sion, near side Colbert. Far sideline dig is Adams's. Back behind the line is Parrott from Bragg. Sion will dig it high. Novotny scampers underneath, near side to Colbert. Through the block, dug by Parrott, but back to the near side of the floor and just out of the reach of the diving Casey Bragg. 10th kill for Cassidy Colbert, first Lancer in the double-figure kills. And set 3 back to even, this time at 14. And Bragg will take the towel and mop up her sweat on the near side. Gina Novotny to serve, the libero for Grace. A knuckleball over that Fifield plays to Bragg. In the middle, Adams through the block and dug in the back row by Fry. Sion up high far side. This one dug on the Swanson try. Bragg, Isaacs with the left hand, and it drops out of the reach of the diving Sion. 4th kill for Grace Isaacs. A quiet afternoon for Kentucky's Grace Isaacs. Taylor back in front by 1 as Adams will take it off the top of the tape, and the Trojans get a home court bounce, and the first ace to Taylor goes to Adams. 2-point Taylor lead. Caught the top of the net and just died. This one off the top of the tape again, and Adams is almost playing horse out here. Back-to-back aces for Adams. This one will clear the tape with ease. Two Grace players almost run into each other. Down the middle comes Colbert, and she'll tool off the Grace Isaacs block attempt. 11th kill for Cassidy Colbert to lead Grace in that category today. 17-15, the Taylor lead now in set 3. They lead 2-0 in the match here this afternoon. And Owens to serve, the lefty setter. Bragg left side to Sarah Scott, who can do everything right. 14 kills for Sarah Scott. No errors as Dunsmore almost tackles her again. We've got to work on some of these celebrations. We are putting our players' health at risk with Amanda Adams and Jalen Dunsmore trying to tackle their teammates. They do not have football pads on. That is rough. Block, Bragg digs, and that one too far for Dodane and Adams to get to. Alicia Leffering, who's been quiet in the last couple of moments. 7 kills for her after having a hot start in set 1. 2-point Taylor lead 18-16. As Irwin serves for Grace. Parrott off the back heel to Bragg, over Dunsmore to Scott. 2-hand shove. Novotny's dig attempt goes skyward. Fry races in to save it, and Irwin will 2-arm it over. Parrott, Bragg, down the middle comes Dunsmore. Pulled the changeup but couldn't find the floor. Fry near side is dug by Fifield of Taylor. Bragg gives Dunsmore another go. Looping shot to the far corner, and now it's Dunsmore throwing darts. 4th kill for Dunsmore as the Trojans are picking corners all afternoon. 19-16 the Taylor lead with Bragg back to serve. The Trojans 6 points away from a 3-0 sweep. Novotny keeps the ace away from Bragg. Back set Leffering down the line, wonderfully placed. Just inside the no. Landed just out of bounds near sideline on the try from Leffering. It was a good idea. There was a lot of space right there, but Leffering will pick up just her second attack error of the day. Timeout Grace. They're out of timeouts as Taylor leads 20-16. Here in set 3, going for the sweep on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Grace out of timeouts. Taylor's got one left in their back pocket if they need it. They're 5 points away from a sweep, leading 20-16 in set 3. Bragg to serve out of the GC timeout. Plays near side. Novotny scrapes it off the floor. Down the line comes Fry. It's dug in the back row by Adams of Taylor. Dunsmore sets up Scott far side, and it's an assist for Jalen Dunsmore. And Scott having her best performance of her career. 15 kills and no errors for Sarah Scott. Whatever she had to eat today, she needs to eat that before every match going forward. 21-16 the Taylor lead. Bragg goes to the back row this time. Owen sets up Fry, leans and swings, and she'll split Fifield and Adams in the back row. Fry was leaning towards the near sideline, hit that ball with her body at an angle, and Fry able to slice the back row. 4 kills for Fry, and Taylor's lead down to 4, 21-17, but still 4 points away from a sweep. Knuckleball over, and Stakely will give the point right back. 5th service error for Grace. And Taylor 2 points away from the sweep, up 23-17. Scott exits to a rousing ovation, and Carly Ware will come and take her spot to serve. Knuckleball deep, Irwin will scoop it up. Owens, near side to Fry. Around the block, dug by Fry, and that one just out of the reach of a racing Cerniak and Fifield. Good swing there from Fry on the near sideline. 5th kill for her. So a high hill to climb here for Grace, down 22-18. Sion, short serve, saved. Dunsmore tees off, and it goes on Taylor's side of the net. Second attack error for Dunsmore, and now Grace making Taylor think about it a little bit. The lead down to 22-19 for the home side. Sion and Grace trying to pick up another road victory as Ware with a misplay there in the back row, slapped at it, and it's an ace for Morgan Sion, her first of the day, and the second one for the Lancers. And after the big Scott kill where the Trojans went up 22-17, it's been all Grace since. They've now trimmed the lead down to 2, and now it's down to 1 on another ace from Sion as she short-served the back row again. Back-to-back aces for Sion. Carly Ware will exit, and Chloe Holtz will come in to spell her, the freshman defensive specialist. So not out of the woods yet as Taylor looked to be well on their way to the sweep. Lead from 3 down to 1. Bragg saves it back. Cerniak and Fifield to right arm it over. Grace looks for 4 hits that does not come. In the middle, Doug on the Mueller try was Fifield. Left sideline, Adams just gets it over, and Fry digs for Grace. Sion back to the far side, rainbowed over by Swanson. Fifield digs, they set up Adams off the top of the tape. Fry and Novotny collide, both get back up as they both went for the dig, and Taylor's lead back to 2. 9th kill for Amanda Adams. Tip your cap to Grace. They have not batted an eye with their back against the wall multiple times here this afternoon. Fifield sends it short. Fry off the floor. Simons near side to Colbert. Fifield slides in for the dig. Bragg up high to Adams, and Sion will dig on the far sideline. Novotny back near side to Fry. Diving dig Fifield. Grace Isaacs will get called for the double hit as Bragg almost ran into her. Next point, a big one. They either put Taylor at match point or tie our third set here at 23 as Anna Fry will serve it over for Grace. Short, Fifield dives, Bragg keeps it alive, and Holtz will 2-arm it over. Good short serves from Grace the last couple times through. Nice swing there from Jenna Mueller. Her 7th kill ties set 3 at 23, and Taylor will take their second final timeout of the third stanza. Both teams 2 points away from a set 3 win. The Trojans going for the sweep. Grace trying to extend us to set 4.
And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart. bringing the best.
23 all in set number 3. Taylor leads the match 2-0. And Taylor led 22-17, but it's been Grace scoring 6 out of the last 7. As Bragg gives it to Cerniak, and she gets that one down on Grace's side. 9th kill for Ryan Cerniak, and we're to match point in set 3. You know where to go. Sarah Scott not on the floor right now because of the rotation, so you go to Cerniak, a more than capable choice to get a point down. Parrott sends it over. Near side, Colbert blocked over, and that's how set 3 and the match will end. Bragg and Isaacs get the block near side as the Trojans score 2 points out of the set 3 timeout, and they win set 3 25-23 in the match, 3-0. Taylor now runs their win streak to 7 matches in a row. They're 9-1 in league and 19-2 overall. We'll be back with a fun Ivanhoe's post-match show next here on the Trojans Sports Network.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the Athletics Department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to Taylor Trojans. We are back here inside Odell Arena. Rick Johnson and our player of the match, Sarah Scott. Well, that's what happens when you get 15 kills, no errors on 25 swings. And no, she threw in a dig and 2 blocks as well. Girl, what'd you have to eat today?
DC, that's what I had to eat today.
All right. Well, whatever the DC got, we need to get that pack every Wednesday and Saturday going forward.
We do.
What was working so well for you today? You started off hot and you finished 15 kills and no errors. What worked so well for you today?
I think it really was just Casey's set. She was putting them right there for me, doing really good. So I have her to thank.
You look at this new position for you. You came in as a middle hitter. You're now learning outside hitter. Well, I think we can move you to the 300 level classes now. How have you taken so well to this new position when it can be kind of like trying to learn a new language or something like that,
Yeah.
right?
There is a lot of similarities. I think the main thing for me was just transitioning, which coach has pounded into my head this past week. So I think working on that has really helped me adjust pretty well.
You and Jalen, she set you up for one of your kills. How special was that we give Jalen an assist?
Yeah.
Something very rare as well.
She told me after, she was like, I think I might as well just be a setter. I was like, I don't know about that one. We need you in the middle. But, yeah, that was fun.
How much fun are you having? You guys are 19-2, 9-1 in the league. You're 7-1 here at home, and you've won 7 matches in a row.
Yeah, I'm having so much fun. I've been telling my teammates I've never had this much fun playing volleyball. So it's something special.
Well, Sarah, congrats on a great job today, and best of luck as the season goes on.
Thank you.
All right, that is Sarah Scott, our player of the match. We will have her exit stage left, and we'll bring in the head coach of the Trojans, Aaron Luthi, and that transition going on. Casey Bragg led the way with 39 assists. Scott, the only Trojan in double-figure kills today, 9 apiece for Ryan Cerniak and Amanda Adams, each with 9 terminations today. Dunsmore and Isaacs each with 4. Bragg had 3. Stephanie Fifield, the libero, had 2, so Steph's getting kills. Dunsmore's getting an assist. Any other weird stats we have for people playing out of position today? Did Dodane didn't get a kill, right?
Nope, I don't think so, but
okay.
Maybe that'll be our next
That's
task.
the next one, right?
Yeah.
Well, we just had her up here. Sarah Scott
She was
phenomenal.
ridiculous.
I mean, 15
Ridiculous.
kills and no
They
errors.
couldn't stop her.
Not bad for a middle hitter that makes
Right.
the position change mid-year,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
I mean, we've talked about her in the hallways up here in our offices, but what has she provided to you guys? You bring back Amanda, you bring back Grace, Ryan. Everybody knows about Ryan. What about Sarah Scott, who you told me when we talked before the year was under-recruited, so good job of finding her.
Yeah, you bet. She is probably one of the most coachable kids that's been in this program since I've been here. And, Katie Van Hofwagen, excellent coach, had us scouted to a T, and they did their job. They did their job shutting down Amanda, shutting down Grace, shutting down Ryan, and had their blocks just set up shop against them, and then here comes Sarah Scott. And honestly, she was a game changer for us tonight. I knew Grace was going to be solid coming in. They remind me of a team that we've had a couple years ago where they just can't quite get over the hump with a finish, but came in, and I knew they would be solid. They have weaponry across the front row, but Sarah stepped up and played on a whole nother level. It was really fun to see.
They're definitely a team that I don't think anyone's going to want to see coming into their place in the first round of the league tournament. They're tied for 6th right now. And I mean, they pushed you guys in all 3 sets tonight, and particularly in that third set when it looked like, all right, good to go, and then you blink your eyes, you're like, how did it get to be 23-23? It's good. But that's good pressure for your girls, knowing, hey, we don't need to do this, but if we get into the situation, it's not all doom and gloom.
We have to finish. Yeah, we have to finish. And I think that's just the difference with this group of ours, is that they just get refocused and back at it and make it happen. And our girls, I thought, overall did a really nice job today. Steph defensively was ridiculous. She was picking up balls that, it was ridiculous. So just fun to see. And I thought, there were things that we probably didn't do as well as we should have last night. And I thought we cleaned that up a little bit better against a more competitive team. And, just continue. We're, I think, one of the only teams in the conference that didn't allow Grace to take them to 4. So that sweep today, even though it was close, I think is an accomplishment and speaks into the caliber of this team. But, super proud of our girls. Yeah,
that's the only team that's taken a set off of Marion, the 8th or 6th ranked team in the country. So, again, they're now 8-10 and 3-7, but you think they're a much better 3-7 league team.
For sure. And they're going to continue to peak and gel. And like I said, they have some solid players across the board. that are really coming into their own. I think they have real nice middles too that'll continue to grow.
Yeah, I like Leffering 10. She really runs those slides pretty well.
Yeah, for sure.
We talked about it, 9 kills apiece for Ryan and Amanda Adams. Attack arrow is kind of high for the two of them today, but is that kind of something the two of them they've been there and done this? Is that just something, and you mentioned Grace scouted you guys to a T, is that something you really need to probably work on a lot with probably Jalen and Sarah, knowing, okay, now that we're going back to the league again, everything that worked the first time around is probably not going to work this time.
No, it's not going to work in the same way, and that's where we have to continue. I talk with Casey Bragg a lot about being less predictable, running different things. Amanda had a really nice shot running a 2-ball out of the middle. She had a nice shot running a 1-ball out of the middle. So we have to continue to mix it up on our end. Our players are versatile enough that I have no doubt in my mind. Jalen can hit the ball just as hard on the outside as she can in the middle. So I think that's something that we really need to focus on and work on over these next couple weeks as we have one conference match next week, travel to Kentucky, and then hit the ground running again. So, yeah, just excited to continue to kind of be creative with that and, continue to progress through being unscoutable, which isn't completely possible, but just keep coaches guessing as they're preparing for us, for sure.
Well, it's one of those things you can't stop everybody, right?
No,
you stop 3, and then Sarah Scott goes, hi, hello,
yes.
nice to meet you. I'm Sarah Scott.
Yeah.
You mentioned going to Kentucky next week. You step out of league when you're in the second go-around. How can that benefit your team? Because most schedules you see set up, it's league the whole way through until league tournament. You're going to jump out and go to this tournament in Kentucky, and then you bring IU East up here the Friday of homecoming weekend. So outside of Huntington next week, you're going to go 3 out of the next 4 out of league after Huntington next Wednesday. How can that help your team to work on things to be, like you said, unscoutable?
Yeah, I think it helps just getting outside of ourselves a little bit from the conference standpoint. I'm anticipating potentially 4 teams in our conference might be nationally ranked this next week. We're excited to kind of see how that plays out. But even getting outside of that, and seeing Thomas More is a solid team. Georgetown, historically one of the greatest teams in the nation, year in, year out. I think they're maybe struggling a little bit this year, but still gives us a different type of play that we're continuing to, our mission this year is to love each other well and to work on chemistry, but our goal at the end of the season is to compete at the national tournament. And I think that just feeds into that we're seeing other teams outside of us that are still pushing us from a level that's even outside of our conference.
She can't say this, but I can. Taylor's going to be ranked next week.
Yes.
She's disagreeing. She didn't say that I did. Rick Johnson said that, not Aaron Luther.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, it's a hope.
Yeah.
It'll be the first time you guys have been ranked under your direction, correct?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Neat.
Yep.
7 wins in a row. Congratulations. Good luck at Huntington next week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That is the head coach, Aaron Luther. We're back to wrap it up next here on the Trojan Sports Network. Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the Athletic Department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits.
Back one final time here inside Odell Arena as Taylor runs their win streak to 7 in a row. They move to 19-2 on the year, 9-1 in the Crossroads League with a 3-0 sweep of the Lances of Grace here this afternoon. Taylor back home here Wednesday night when they take on the Foresters of Huntington here inside Odell Arena. This is not our last broadcast of the day. We've got men's soccer coming up here in a few hours when they take on Mount Vernon Nazarene to start their side of Crossroads League play. That will start with a 7 o'clock kickoff. The story of the day, Sarah Scott, career-high 15 kills and no errors for the freshman from Whiteland, Indiana, as the Trojans victorious today in 3 to now move to 7-1 at home, 19-2 overall, and 9-1 in the Crossroads League as Taylor remains in sole possession of second place in the Crossroads League standings. For our fantastic crew, we say thank you for tuning in today's broadcast. Hope you enjoyed the game as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Taylor wins in 3 over Grace, 25-20, 25-23, and 25-23. This has been a presentation of Taylor Volleyball on the Trojan Sports Network. Until we talk to you next week, we say good night and have a good weekend from Upland, Indiana.